All right, call the meeting to order. To stand for the Pledge of Allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
She's sick.
All right, roll call.
She's sick. Trustee Narodowski.
Present.
Trustee Keenley.
Present.
Trustee May.
Present.
Trustee Perns.
Present.
Supervisor Bussey.
Present. Assessor Caroselli's sick, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Any public comment? Yep. And please state your name and address.
Ed Lipinski. I live at 905 Wilson Drive in Des Plaines. Just wanted to state that I'd like to give you guys a thank you for everything you guys do. I know sometimes this is a kind of thankless job, and whether it's salaried, paid, or otherwise, we appreciate your dedication to the township and all that you guys do. So thank you, and Merry Christmas to you and your families.
Thank
very
you.
much, Ed. We're gonna have more public comment like that.
Yeah.
Okay, any other public comments? If not, we'll move to the consent agenda. This is, I'm going to need a motion to approve my consent agenda, which is authorization for payroll bills for Town Fund, General Assistance, Road Department, and Sewer, and then my other reports for Social Services, Employment Center, Food Pantry, Youth Services, Adult and Family Counseling, Transportation, and Financial and Passports. Can I get a motion to approve?
So moved. Second.
Moved and seconded. Any discussion? These reports, we've asked them to expand a little bit the information they provide. I know in Adult and Family Counseling's add some additional information. I believe Youth Services has added some additional information. So it should give you even a better idea of what the trends are and what we're doing. So anyway, it's been approved and seconded. There's no discussion. Can I have roll call?
Trustee Narodowski.
Aye.
Trustee Keenley.
Aye.
Trustee May.
Aye.
Trustee Perns. Aye. Supervisor Bussey.
Aye. Okay, discussion on approval of the minutes of November 25th, 2024, regular board meeting minutes. Can I get a motion to approve?
So moved.
A second?
Second.
Okay, any discussion on the minutes? Roll call?
Trustee Narodowski.
Aye.
Trustee Keenley.
Aye.
Trustee May.
Aye.
Trustee Perns.
Aye.
Supervisor Bussey.
Aye. Okay, we're going, there are no presentations. I will, Paul, starting next January, probably have the department heads do a presentation, each of the senior department heads.
If that's what you want, we'll
Yeah,
line it up.
but like we've done that most years, so if we can have them come and just give an update of their departments for the board. That would be social.
Starting in January?
Yeah, start in January. That'd be,
All at one time, or?
no, I do them one at a time or two at a time, however you want to do it.
Oh, okay.
Not more than two,
Okay.
okay? Okay, no presentations, reports. The assessor is not present, she's sick. She has a written report in here, I believe. And so take a look at that. If you have any questions, you can talk to me afterwards, and because I'm pretty well updated on what the issues are here. Since the assessor's gone here, and the next one is clerk.
We just had one FOIA request this month, last month, if you want to read the details on that. Administrator Piat got back to the person. And the Mental Health and Wellness Committee, we have gone through all the applications, and we have interviewed 5 of the 10 agencies that we're going to have present this year. So next month, the rest of them will present, and then we'll start crunching the numbers on the amount of the grants.
Are you having all the agencies now present?
We have 10
or-
every year, so we have about 30, so every 3 years we get to see them. And then we're probably going to have some of the bigger ones come more often, some of the larger amounts, and then if there's any new ones who apply, they come for a presentation.
Okay, good. Let's see here. That's a clerk's report. On the supervisor's report, a couple things, the highlights of the holiday program. Thanksgiving baskets, we had 852 total baskets distributed. For the toy distribution, this was unique this year because we received a donation of toys from a distributor. We probably will continue something like this as we go forward, some program like this. We gave out over 2,300 toys to 274 families. There's a lot of Star Wars in there.
Yes.
Then the senior angel tree, we gave, we had 267 seniors participated, and there was a demand, there was a willingness by the residents of this community to do far more than that. In fact, some people were disappointed they weren't able to get a senior angel request. I think that's great in terms of the community standing up on that. The Hope for the Holidays gift cards, we gave gift cards to 186 families, parents to give to their kids, and all of these are kind of record numbers. So if you look at what was raised, on average, if the senior gifts are valued at $50, and you add another $50 for the kids' gifts, then and we collected, and then we distributed about $22,000 for holiday gifts. Then I guess we really, in addition to the $14,000 we collected for Thanksgiving gifts, if you look at the value of all these different programs, it comes out to almost $40,000. So I thought that was a very good year, a very good opportunity for us to provide things to these items to the community. And I think what's the nice part about it, these are programs that provide food or gifts or items to people during the holiday season that ordinarily wouldn't be able to experience the season and enjoy the season as many of us do. And I think this is really great in terms of the community standing up to support the programs. We will continue with the Thanksgiving baskets. We'll continue with the toy distribution, which is new. We'll continue with the Senior Angel Tree. We'll continue with the Hope for Holidays gift cards. There's even some discussion on another potential program, but I don't want to get ahead of myself here. In terms of personnel, in transportation, we're still looking for a bus driver. It's very difficult. We need a bus driver with a CDL certification. They're few and far between right now, but we're still aggressively going out looking to hire a bus driver. We will have one of our drivers potentially retire in the spring, so we want to make sure that we are ahead of that. And then we still would be looking for another driver beyond that too. The hours that we're driving, that the bus drivers are driving, are up about 15 to 20%. The demand is just increased, and so we would like to be able to add another driver above and beyond what we have now. We've added some additional, how would you say, single purpose type bus rides or bus programs, such as going out to the driving out to the manufactured homes once a month to be able to bring people in there to the food pantry. That's a community where a lot of times people don't have cars or have one car and can't get into the food pantry. So we're trying to identify, above and beyond the seniors and the disabled transportation, we're looking at other special situations where we can provide a special service, and that would be the manufactured homes, veterans that are coming in for appointments with the VSO. We're looking then also to add people coming in for GA or EA applications. If they don't have transportation, we would provide transportation for them to get in. So and we would add them into the program. And then some other specific programs. We can't go broadly beyond 55 and disabled. We don't have the resources to do that, but I think we can add these special needs situations to our routes. Let's see here. We also are the other personnel matter is we have been interviewing for assistant administrators. Paul is retiring in 2 months or so, and Izzy will be moving up, taking over the position as administrator, and we're looking for a replacement for her. They've had over 53 applications, narrowed it down to 12 and interviewed, and now they're down to 2 final candidates. And they'll be making a decision on that, and I've got to give the final blessing on that. But I'm letting them take the lead because Izzy's going to have to work with that person. It's going to be her right-hand person. So I don't know, it's right-hand man, right-hand woman, it's right-hand person. So we're still looking in that area. I would mention, along with the transportation, we are in the process of implementing the Eco Lane. That is the software program that will allow real-time management of the buses, routing, rerouting based on real-time development. Somebody calls in and says that their appointment has been at the doctor's been delayed. They won't be out for an hour, and they were supposed to be out in 5 minutes or so. That will allow us to automatically readjust the routes, and that information was sent to the drivers, and their routes would be adjusted accordingly. Our dispatcher, Marianne, who was recently hired to replace Rose, who, if you remember, went back to her original job, decided she wanted to go back there. She and Izzy have been going through training for the implementation of this software program, and I'm very upbeat about it. I think that it's going to make it easier for the drivers. I think it's going to make it more, it's going to make it easier for the drivers. I think it's going to make it more responsive for our residents who need to be picked up or dropped off. And I think it's also going to make our program overall more efficient and more effective. I think we're at a usage level now where this makes sense, where it makes sense to move beyond a manual program. The bus drivers will have sort of like iPads that will provide them real-time updates in terms of where they're supposed to go, when they're supposed to be there, and the likes. So I think this is going to be a real good program. The launch week now is set up as February 24th, is when the training should be done, and we should be able to launch the program. And then we have a dispatcher, and we have the buses pretty well set up for this whole process. So I'm pretty positive. I'm really upbeat. I really feel good about that. There's a couple other townships have this, and they've been very successful with it. And I think it's great that we're adding this now. I will mention youth services. I've been getting tremendous feedback from the District 57 and 59, particularly 59 here recently, in terms of the programs that we're now providing for 57 and 59. With 59 we're doing the newcomer classes. The newcomer classes are for our classes with kids that are newly kind of arrived in the area, do not speak English in most cases. And we are providing programs through 59. The 59 is engaged us to provide these programs to help them with their integration into the school system as well as into the society. And I've gotten feedback from particularly 59, Dr. Joshua, who's the head of the social services there, that this program has been far exceeded his expectations, and that he's actually taken it to the Board of Education to kind of tout it and to make sure they understand what we're doing. With 57, if you remember, we just recently signed an IGA with them. 59 didn't have us do that, but 57 wanted us to. There we'll be doing a newcomers class too. They don't have as many newcomers, as many classes, but they do have a need for it, so we'll be doing newcomer classes there. The difference is with 59, we're doing with junior high. With 57, we'll be doing it with elementary, and eventually maybe add the junior high to that. Also with 57, we'll be doing also course sessions, I believe, on social skills and suicide awareness. Those are two of the programs. I'm not sure if that's totally finalized, but we'll be doing the newcomers, and then we'll also be providing for 57 some specific programs that we already have done on site for the community or in schools in the past, and now we're just formalizing that with 57. So 57 is used on a more broad basis, while 59 is used more specifically for the newcomers. So I mean, the feedback here has been, I mean, beyond my hope and expectations. And that program is doing, the youth program, it now is doing the school support programs, it's doing the on-site programs, it's doing bike safety, And it's also doing the student government programs with Elk Grove. We're looking to extend it to Prospect. And then they have some one-off programs that they provide as needed, particularly by the schools. The only area of expansion there would be to move some of these, add now, instead of just 57 and 59, add some of the private schools that offer this to St. Ray's, St. Zach's, St. Paul, and provide the services to them as well too. But otherwise, I think we're pretty well structured. We're providing the programs we need to right now. I think we're manned to a level where we can provide these, our staff to the levels where we can provide these, and I think we can be effective and have a really strong impact where we are now. If we're going to expand beyond this, we would need to expand the staff. And that may be something we'd have to consider anyway as we see this play out. Last thing is on upcoming events. You have the annual meeting, remember, on April 8th. And then we have the, we're looking at adding we'll have the party on the staff party on January 10th is the staff party. On April 8th is the annual meeting. And then we're looking at ways to use the bike safety course in a broader, for more purposes. I know next summer they're going to do the senior walk days, health days for seniors, and they're going to maybe do it once a week, maybe once every 2 weeks, where the seniors can get out, socialize, and walk, and then we provide coffee and stuff like that for them. Also, Izzy's looking at using this for other programs, such as on April 12th, they're looking at doing an egg hunt on the property for kids and for throughout the township, but particularly advertise it in some of the areas, the lower income areas. But that's just one example. They're talking about, maybe someday doing it at Thanksgiving time or at Halloween, doing a trunk or treat out there, and using this now asset we have in a broader sense beyond just bike safety and beyond, and the challenge course is beyond the usage in the programs that we run, but also expanding that into some other purposes. At the next meeting, I've been having last week and this week been doing the end of calendar year department head meetings. I usually have department head meetings. I meet with all the department heads in May, June, and then I meet with them again in December. I will give you an update on what comes out of those meetings. I'm very pleased with our accomplishments based on what we set as our goals for this year. And I'm also very pleased with what I've been hearing from the department heads and what they see going forward and what they feel that can be the next steps to improve the services we provide. So it's interesting as each of these years goes by, from the first year on a supervisor to now. The meetings are a lot quicker and a lot more positive, and I think that's great. I think that reflects very, very positively on us as a township, but also at the board for the support they've given, and our staff has responded to it, and I think their programs are more effective and more efficient than they've ever been. And we've got a stronger staff than we've ever had. So, is there any? I guess that's kind of my report. Are there any questions for me?
Oh, no.
Okay.
One quick question. When Renee goes out and
Right.
helps 59 and
Yeah.
57 with these integration of students,
Right.
do we have language support, translation support?
The teachers are often there, but it's interesting that the class is run not with language. It's done with not programs,
Actions
with,
or-
yeah, with interactive
Yeah.
programs or games or whatever it is, and it's amazing how well it works without actually using words, and the involvement that the kids get in this, and it's focused on working together on projects. It's focused on sort of things that are maybe more culturally American or so forth, to get them exposed to it. It's fascinating what these, I had no idea. When they said, this is what we'd like to do, 59 said, 57 has said that and some other things. 59 said, here's what we want you to do. And I had no idea what Renee and Jen would be able to put together. And I thought, how are they gonna do this? They can't speak it's Ukrainian and Spanish and Russian, and the programs are extraordinarily impactful. The kids really get involved, and the teachers just love it. And like I said, they had the director of the social services sat in on some of them and just was effusive in terms of what he feels these courses our classes are accomplishing. So and now hopefully that will work for 57, and as this expands, this is where you guys got to keep in mind that at some point you may need to add a third person to that staff, because if one of them is sick or one of them can't make it, then suddenly you got an issue. We don't want to now, after we've now established these relationships and we've established a commitment, and where they are now in some ways dependent on us doing that, we don't want to fail in terms of being able to follow through on our responsibilities to this. So that may require another facilitator on the staff. And and at the same time that they're doing that, they're also doing their on-site programs. They're also running the bike safety. They're also running the government, student government days, which I mean, we're talking about expanding that to maybe a full day for the seniors, since they've really, and the kids are really enjoying that, and that they don't get that exposure to civics or to local government today in school. And these are largely leadership classes that participate in here, and the response has been really great. And what I'd like to do is add a mock board meeting in addition to talking and tour, but add a mock board meeting where maybe you give them an issue ahead of time that they can work on in class, and then they have a board meeting and do a presentation, and the board then votes on it and the likes, and kind of goes through the process of a meeting and addressing an issue or two. So those are things that this you have more small things that have more of an impact than you think they would, and we're one of the only government bodies that does things like this, that can provide things like this within the community. Okay, any other questions?
No.
No, if not, we'll get a motion to approve the elected official reports.
So moved. Second.
Okay, any discussion? If not, roll call.
Trustee Narodowski.
Aye.
Trustee Keenley.
Aye.
Trustee May.
Aye.
Trustee Perns.
Aye.
Supervisor Bussie.
Aye. There's no correspondence, there's no old business. The new business is the approval of the levy. So that is ordinance 24, one of the first levies, ordinance 2403, Town Fund General Assistance Levy for fiscal 2025 and fiscal 2026. I think what's important to note on this is that over the last 12 years, we have only slightly increased our budget, and it's been in the last 2 years, simply to support a capital replacement fund. As we have a bigger facility and have more maintenance and capital issues, we're developing a replacement fund that allows us to replace the roof, to replace the air conditioning, and build funds to do that, have a reserve to handle that, rather than dealing with them when they happen, building a reserve to deal with that on the unexpected timing that we expect those things to have to be replaced and done. So in this fund, in the Town General Assistance Levy, where it's being increased 2.5%, that is about $70,000, which is very little. Last year was the only other increase in the last 12, 13 years, and that was 2.5 as well too, about 60,000. So that will be, that 60 now, the 75 or so will go into the capital replacement fund, and I hope to be able to add some additional funds to that outside of these increases. But that's the only reason we're doing it. Otherwise, we're managing our finances extraordinarily well and have had no other need to raise taxes. And I think that's rare for government bodies. And keep in mind, over the last 4 years, inflation has been 20%, and we've still been able to meet, to be able to maintain our levy and expand our programs and remain fiscally sound. So this increase for this fund is like last year, is for the capital replacement fund, which I think is just good fiscal, a good fiscal responsible program. So anyway, that's ordinance 2024-03, Town Fund General Assistance Levy for fiscal 2025-2026. Are there any questions on the levy? We presented it last week, and now we're coming back for approval.
George,
Yep.
do those proceeds get invested?
No, the levy establishes what we need to run the township. And then what it does is that goes to the county. The county then puts that into, along with all the other levies that come from the school districts, from the villages, and then determines, based on home valuations, what each member of the community or each resident needs to pay, property owner needs to pay, in order to meet that that combined levy from all these different, all the different government bodies. And then when we get this levy, then we establish a budget from that dollar amount in terms of how those funds will be allocated.
Understand, okay.
So your levy gives you a general idea how they'll be allocated, but the budget does it specifically.
Understand, okay.
Okay? So this levy is what we say we need to operate the town fund or the non-road department budget along with GA. And that, as I said, is up 2.5 for capital replacement, for establishing, or for strengthening of the capital replacement fund. Any other questions?
No.
Okay, if not, then I need a motion to approve ordinance 2024-03, Town Fund General Assistance Levy fiscal 2025-2026.
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second it.
Okay, it's moved and seconded. Any further discussion? If not, roll call.
Trustee Narodowski.
Aye.
Trustee Keenley.
Aye.
Trustee May.
Aye.
Trustee Perns.
Aye.
Supervisor Bussie.
Aye. The ordinance 2024-04 Road District, that's a road department levy for fiscal year 2025-26. We do not have a road district department. However, we still have unincorporated roads that we have to maintain and plow. And so we do still have a levy and a budget for this. This is now directly the responsibility of the board to basically oversee the road district now. There's not a road district, not a road commissioner and a road department, but we still have to maintain the roads, and it's our the board's and the supervisor's direct responsibility. We've outsourced all of that. For snow plowing, the unincorporated roads are all in Elk Grove now, not in Mount Prospect, so our IGA with Mount Prospect has been canceled. With Elk Grove, we have several miles still, largely Branniger and Martha and Lincoln. And we have an agreement with Elk Grove Village where they plow, and we pay them a very nominal amount of money for the plowing. We also have on engineering for Kroll, contracted to handle the maintenance of the roads, and then we have a contract with a third party to handle brush pickup and drainage cleaning and the likes. So we've outsourced everything here and have saved a significant amount of money by doing so. We still have the levy because we still have financial responsibilities for this, but also because we also will need to redo the roads, go in and do a complete overhaul of the roads. We did half of them about 5 years ago, I guess, about 5 years ago. We need to do the other half on every 7-8 years. We will do half of the roads, and so we're building up reserves to handle that reconstruction, or whatever you want to call it, of the roads. And then we have the everyday repairs and snow plowing and like that are come out of this budget. At some point, if the unincorporated roads go away, we won't need a levy, and we won't need a budget for this. But right now, we still have several miles of roads in Elk Grove Village. So there's, that levy's unchanged. It has been unchanged for, I don't know, I think like 15 years. And, it has not been increased for 15 years, and right now, we're just rebuilding the reserves. At some point, you may want to reduce it even. Okay? Is there a motion to approve ordinance 2024-04 road district, road department levy fiscal 25-26?
So moved.
A second?
I'll second it.
Okay. Is there any discussion?
Yeah, just the wording on there, I'm just a little confused by. I thought maybe it was underneath your total there. Just the wording, I don't understand the wording.
And you're talking about making the aggregate sum of?
Yeah. What is the 539 from?
The $39,000. That's a good point.
Is it supposed to be 393?
390, it's 393,550.
And actually, I look back on the other one that we already voted on, and that one's not right either.
But we didn't vote on the other one. That was just on the table.
No, no,
Oh,
no.
I mean.
No, on the
Yeah.
town. I think it just needs to be corrected. I don't think it's wrong.
You're talking the 2.28 versus 2.39? 339?
No. So the wording underneath the other one says,
Yeah, the numbers are right. What he's saying is the wording underneath was not corrected for the,
Yeah, that's all.
dollar amount.
that's all.
Okay.
I mean, if we have to write the wording out like that,
Well, on this
Then
one,
we
yeah,
should-
on this,
we
on this one, we'll have to make a motion to approve the, with the modification to the narrative.
that's fine.
So what the motion would be then, is there, could the individual who made the motion, can you propose to amend the motion to read that the this ordinance 2024-04 Road District, RD, for the narrative to read $393,550.
Yeah, so moved.
Okay. All right, so it's been, is there a second to that amendment?
I'll second it.
Okay, well, let's leave that right on. Okay, so it's been moved and second to amend the motion to be, so that the narrative component of the ordinance reflects the dollar amount, the correct dollar amount, which is $393,550. Is there, it's been moved and seconded, is there any further discussion on this?
I got a question. How many miles we got left on the road district?
About 3.
And then what's the cutoff on that before we lose the levy?
That's kind of a flexible type thing. It's kind of, there is you don't lose it. What it is at some particular point, the county can say, no.
Goes away.
The county can say, yeah, we don't need to do it anymore. But at that point, the county has not identified yet that this is something that needs to be eliminated. So at this particular stage, we're continuing with the levy so to build up the reserves so we can do the repairs to the roads. At that point, at some point, if the county says, no, you can't do it, you've got too few miles, then it's going to have to be that levy will go away, but it'll have to go into the town fund. And the down fund will have to be increased to be able to handle that. So it's just taking from one and giving it to the other is what it is.
Okay.
Do we have to vote on the first motion? No? Okay.
So, we need, the motion's been made and seconded to approve ordinance 2024-04 RD as amended. Roll call.
Trustee Narodowski?
Aye.
Trustee Keenley?
Aye.
Trustee May?
Aye.
Trustee Perns?
Aye.
Supervisor Bussie?
Aye. Okay. Those are the ordinances.
Do we have to go back and change the first vote? No.
Yeah, so that's what, we should do that.
Well, we didn't vote.
We did, well, we voted on the
Yeah.
town.
Yeah.
And I think the wording is
Oh, the
wrong on
town.
the town, too.
So I'm not exactly sure how we go back. I guess we go back and,
Just make a new motion with an amendment?
yeah. Yeah,
Sure.
I don't know, do we have parliamentarian here?
Can you rescind well, the motion's already been approved.
No, it's already passed, so we need to redo the motion in one way or another it's not that the number's wrong, the narrative is wrong underneath it. Yeah. Yeah.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear what you said.
A clerical item, so it's kind of just like a technicality, like just a typo, if you will.
No, yeah, I mean, the narrative was not changed. It was the same as last year, is basically what it was. I don't think that part was changed. So I guess what we could do is, well, let's,
Can't you just rescind the motion and then revote?
I guess we
Can we
do it.
just make an amended motion without rescinding the first one?
No,
But you can't amend it because you don't have
No,
anything.
I can't amend it because it's passed, so, let's do it that way. Can I have a motion to rescind the approval of ordinance 2024-03?
So moved.
Second.
Is there any discussion with rescinding this because the narrative, it was, as trustee Keenly identified, that the narratives do not jive with the dollar amount that is shown in the ordinance. And I'm sure that in most cases, most of us were looking at the dollar amount and did not read the narrative.
Totally.
So the motion has been made to rescind. Is there any further discussion? If not, roll call.
Trustee Narodowski?
Aye.
Trustee Keenly?
Aye.
Trustee May?
Aye.
Trustee Perns?
Aye.
Supervisor Bussie?
Aye. All right, so now what we need to do is have a motion to approve 2024-03 as amended to reflect the cost, the total dollar amount, the narrative to reflect the total dollar amount of $2,782,249.
So moved.
Your second?
Second it.
Okay. It's been moved and seconded to approve an amended ordinance 2024-03 so that the narrative reflects the dollar amount, they identified a dollar amount for the levy. Any further discussion? If not, okay, roll call.
Trustee Narodowski?
Aye.
Trustee Keenly?
Aye.
Trustee May?
Aye.
Trustee Perns?
Aye.
Supervisor Bussie?
Aye. Okay, there is, at this point, there is no other business. I guess the point now would be, is there any discussion or comments from the trustees?
I wanted to make a comment regarding all the programs, and seeing all the elected officials there was excellent. Not only was it rewarding and gratifying, but helping out our great staff and taking some of the weight off their shoulders is just, it was excellent this year.
Good.
Participation all the way around.
Right. Well, I think that should be emphasized whenever we can participate in the programs with the staff. I think it's advantageous. Okay, if there's nothing else, I have a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Good. Meeting's adjourned.